what do you do if you're an abused parent? Challenges, or for whatever reason, after turning 21, have been abusive. Some before 21, but for VAWA, it must be after a child turns 21, you're living together, and then the parent suffers abuse or extreme cruelty, which could be threats, angry yelling, verbal abuse. One thing you got to know, though, is it only works if your child is a U.S. citizen. So if your child's a green card holder, or if your child's an asylee, or if your child has DACA or TPS or something like that, then VAWA doesn't work. But it can work if your child is a U.S. citizen and if you suffered that kind of abuse. So what do you do? Lawyer, what do I do if my child has been abusive or if I've been subject to extreme cruelty at home from my child, but they're not a U.S. citizen? The hard decision could be made and the conversation could be had as to whether or not you feel comfortable calling the police about it. Because if you call the police about it and actually file a police report, and if you have a police report saying you've been the victim of domestic violence, and if you're willing to cooperate with law enforcement in the investigation or prosecution of that offense, you could have the plan B available of a U visa where VAWA might not work. All right, does that make sense? So if your child's not a U.S. citizen, you might have a case for a U visa. Now that's a very personal conversation too, right? Do you want to press charges against your child? If that's the situation, then you could be eligible for a U visa. There's a lot of nuance to talk through when you're facing uncomfortable situations like this. I highly recommend talking with an immigration expert. We have lots of clients that have filed for VAWA, filed for U visas, in some instances filed for both. You might say, hey, why would you file for both? Really quickly, sometimes you can get a work permit and a protection from deportation, et cetera, through VAWA, but you might not be eligible to adjust through VAWA. So the long-term play sometimes is best filing a U visa as well. I won't get into that in more depth right now. Anyway, I'd love to help you in any way I can. The best way to do that is to reach out to our firm, call us, schedule a consultation. We'd be happy to help. My name's Otis Landerholm, Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.